Friday. I hope you've had a great week, and I hope that I can help you end it on an inspired note, because I got a lot of sparkle in today's show. You want to stick around for all of it. So much beauty goodness. How are we doing out there? Hi, Eric. Happy Friday. Who else is here? I only see Eric, but I see 25, 30. People are making their way in. Michelle is here. She says TGIF. Agreed, my friend. Agreed. Oh, how's it going? How's it going? Hi, Tanya. How are you? Hope that you have had a productive and fun week. We can be productive and fun at the same time, right? Sometimes that's difficult, but I've been trying to find some balance there so I don't get burnout. Hi, Bobby. Hi, Andrea. Welcome to the show. Carolyn's here. Debbie's here. Hey, hey. All right, everybody. So we're going to get right into it because we've got a lot of wonderful things to talk about and a beautiful piece of jewelry to make and to talk about. We're going to do a little making and a little chatting all at the same time today because I've got fun things to show you, and I'm going to show you how to make some instant gratification jewelry that is going to be good for any price point, because we've got some higher end things and some kind of more reasonable. At least for me, reasonable for me. I don't know about you guys. I mean, if you're out there balling, that's awesome. I'm really happy for you, but I gotta have some cost-effective price points here so that I can kind of weigh my options. And if I'm making a gift for somebody, it's like, how much do I like this person? And as much as I hate to admit that that comes into play, sometimes it does. So we're going to talk about all of that when we get into all of the beauty goodness. But first and foremost, guys, checkmates and checkmate daggers are 35% off on the website right now. And we have a deal of the day. And that means that you need to be checking the website on a regular basis to find out what the deal of the day is every single day. But today's deal of the day is when you buy any of the checkmate daggers, you're going to get a free downloadable pattern, which is really cool because it's going to give you some inspiration, ways to use those fantastic daggers if you need a little extra help. And who doesn't love free things? Free things are phenomenal, right? Also, guys, you can save 50% off on the 1G 12 pack, the little assortments in the plastic containers. You guys have seen those before. If you spend $75 or more. So we've got a lot of fun deals going on. You want to take advantage of all of those cool things. And I actually have some of the new colors of the checkmate daggers to show you guys. Now, we're not going to be using these in today's project, but I think you could, and we'll talk about that a little bit as we are going through today's project. So I'm going to start out by showing you some daggers. Then I'm going to show you some chain. Then I'm going to show you some sparkle. And then we're going to put some of these elements together to create some jewelry. And I'm going to show you a simple all the way up to like crazy, wild, lots of sparkle. Okay, so stick around. I also want you to stick around because we're doing a giveaway today. And it is always fun when it is giveaway time. So you don't want to miss that. I'm probably going to save that towards the end. So but I don't want to say that for sure because I don't want you to just go away and then come back at the end. I want you to stick around for all of the beauty goodness. And then at halfway point, somewhere around there, we're going to start talking about doing a giveaway, and you don't want to miss that. So I'm going to turn you around. We're going to start looking at daggers. And while we're doing that, I'm going to tell you how easy it is to shop with us. All right, so I'm not giving away too much of the sparkle up there at the top just yet. Hi, Anne-Marie. Hi, LJ. How are ya? Nicole is here. Nicole says, Sarah's going to share a little bit of everything. I do have a tendency to do that, though. I do that a little bit. Now and then. Can't help myself. All right, let me show you. So, new colors of the Checkmates 2-hole dagger beads, and I've got several of them to show you. Now, these are not all of the ones that are available, but this is just a little bit, a little teaser, if you will, of some of the new colors. Look at this. Oh my goodness. I think this might be my favorite one in the show today. So these are 2 holes, by the way. So these are going to work in your 2-hole projects. You can mix these with your checkmates that have 2 holes, your other 2-hole beads, things like that. But nobody says you have to use both holes. let's just call it an option. You can use both, or you can use one or the other if you want to. And I do love that the strands of these are nice and long. You're not just getting like, you know, a handful of beads. Like, you have enough here to complete a project, maybe more than one project, depending on what that project is. And speaking of projects, you will get a free downloadable project when you buy any of the Checkmate daggers. So keep that in mind. Keep that in mind if you've never used them before and you're kind of curious as to what to do with them. And we'll pull out some other colors here and lay these out. While you're taking a look at these, I'd like to encourage you at any point during today's show to click on the shopping bag on the side of your screen. At any point, you can do that. And it's going to pull up all of the information about all of the items that are in today's show. So if you are interested in any of these beautiful daggers that I have, or some of the crystals, or you need some of the chain that you're going to see in today's show, you can get to all of that information by clicking on the shopping bag. You can also add items to your cart from that point, as well as check out, so you don't have to navigate away. Now, if you do have to navigate away, you can come back very easily and find us at artbeads.com/live. Now, if you're thinking about the giveaway later and wanting to enter for your chance to win some beady goodness during that, you need to be joining us from the main show here on artbeads.com/live. That way I can see your comments. If you're joining us from anywhere else, from YouTube or from Facebook, you're going to need to make your way over here to the main show on the Artbeads website so that you can enter to win, because I cannot see your comments if you're joining us there, which means that if you've got questions or concerns, or you've got suggestions, or you just want to chit chat, we can't see any of that. Now, we've got moderators there, but I can't see any of that. So I would encourage you to come on over. You've got your chance to win later. You can chat with us. So make your way on over here to the main site. This is another beautiful color. I love all of these bold colors. These metallics are absolutely stunning. They're going to be great for your fall designs. So, so pretty. But then I do have a little softer, just lost a bracelet off my arm. Do have a little bit of softer one here. This one was really kind of interesting. This one is, it's clear, but it's matte clear, and it has that little pop of red in it that gives it some really cool dimension. Very, very cool. I love that a lot. How fun are these? So if you've been with me for a while, you know that once upon a time, I hated dagger beads. Just being honest. I didn't like them. I was not a fan. I thought they looked like bug wings. I thought they were kind of gross and kind of creepy. However, I have since changed my thoughts about them, because when you see them like this in these beautiful, bold, wonderful metallic colors, I don't see bug wings anymore. Now, I might see, you know, using these to create some texture for like maybe a peacock design, particularly with the blue and the teal here and the bronzy color. Or maybe some dragonfly wings or something like that. But I'm not completely grossed out, and I don't immediately think mosquito, you know? So I have changed my ways. And part of it is because, or rather, I've changed my thought process. We still need a lot of help on my ways. But my thought process, at least when it comes to daggers, kind of changed my mind a little bit, because they're so pretty. They're so pretty. These beautiful, beautiful deep colors. I don't get grossed out by these. And I think these are really cool because they have the two holes, so you can create some really cool 2-strand designs, some stringing type designs, or some really phenomenal bead weaving designs with them. So I think there's a lot to be said about the texture that this kind of bead can create. Yes. Oh my gosh, Rosetta, I love it. The Black Panther made daggers must for a design you have in mind. I love that idea. I love that, and I'm sharing. I can envision something similar for sure. Yeah, you can make some really cool looking kind of tribal designs. Really cool things. It's actually a really neat color combination. I didn't really talk about that much, but it's like this really cool, it's like the stick around, it only gets better. Words are hard on Fridays, okay? It's like the tortoise shell, but then it also has like this bronzy luster, purple, shimmery something. There's a lot going on here with this one. And I'm not mad about it. That's a pretty cool looking bead for sure. All right, I've got a couple more, 2 more actually, and then we are going to take a look at some chain. This is another like nice light colored copper. This would look really beautiful with rose gold. Ooh, I like that idea. That'd be really pretty. So much texture. Ooh, I like the idea of layering these up. Now, it would take a little bit of stringing to do this multi-strand design, but look at that, layering these up. This one doesn't want to lay flat, but it would if I were to snip but look at that. Can you imagine creating like an amazing statement piece with a bunch of these layers in the front? Oh my gosh. Yep. I think that would be glorious. Love that idea. And honestly, it would just take some bead stringing wire. Like, it doesn't have to be complicated. And like I said, just because there's two holes doesn't mean you have to use both of them. Look how amazing that would look. Oh my goodness. If you're thinking about like maybe a Halloween, or if you do cosplay, if you like take your costume ideas to the next level. Yeah. All right. I have one other blue here, and then we're going to get into it. There's another blue. It's really pretty. I want it to lay flat. So much texture. Could create some incredible art pieces. Beaded birds. Beaded masks. I can see so many different possibilities with these. And that's a good thing, right? Because I used to just see mosquitoes and bugs and ew. I think I've come a long way, guys. I think it's safe to say I've come a long way. So again, these are all checkmates, and checkmate daggers are 35% off right now on artbeads.com. This is just a small selection of some of the new colors that are available. And when you buy any dagger, you're going to get a free downloadable pattern that's going to help to give you some inspiration for ways to use these in your designs. If I've not inspired you, you definitely have the opportunity to recreate the project that will be shared with you when you make a purchase. Also, guys, save 50% off on our 1G assortment packs, the little ones that are in the plastic containers, if you spend $75 or more. So that's pretty cool too, because you're going to need some you're going to need some thread. You're going to need some thread. Oh my gosh. Yep. It's a Friday, all right. You're going to need some thread to create with those. Wowza. All right, let's look at something else. You want to? Let's change gears just a little bit. Oh, first of all, I'm going to show you a little teaser of where we're going today. Okay. We are going to be putting together a necklace that goes with this. So I already put this little bracelet together and I wanted to show it to you. It's super easy. This is instant gratification jewelry at its finest. If you've got pliers and some jump rings, which if you don't, you can add those to your cart by clicking on that shopping bag at any point during today's show. But guys, the holidays are coming. They're going to be here soon. There are holiday parties. There are gift giving opportunities. There are so many things coming at you. And the holidays can be expensive, right? They can be. Let's just be honest about it. The holidays can be really expensive. And I think that a lot of us get into this mindset that like, okay, well, if I do handmade gifts, it's going to save me money. And let me be the first to tell you, That's not always true. That is not always true. Sometimes you end up spending more on materials for your handmade gifts than you would had you gone out and bought something pre-made to give to somebody. So you have to be careful. You got to pay attention to where you are spending your money. And today I'm going to kind of help you a little bit with that, because this is a gorgeous piece of jewelry, but I'm going to be the first to tell you, this is not an inexpensive piece of jewelry. Each and every one of these prestige crystals, of course, you buy individually, so it has a price point. Add in the jump rings, whether you are going to go with silver plated or sterling silver, it's going to make a huge difference in your overall price point, right? And then you've got the chain, and the chain sometimes can be the most expensive, if not the absolute most expensive in this piece, part of your design. And that again goes back to the size of the link, whether it is silver plated versus whether it is sterling silver. Well, at artbeads.com, we have all of those bases covered for you. You can mix and match. You can find the most beautiful silver plated chains in addition to sterling silver chains and sterling silver findings and silver plated findings. You can even go for gold if you want to. We've got a little bit of everything for everybody. Now, we're going to make the necklace version of this, which obviously takes more chain. It obviously takes more crystals. The crystals for the necklace are going to be a little bit bigger, so that's a little bit heavier price point. But nobody said that you had to use all of these. You can pick one. You can pick two. You could use just one beautiful crystal, a beautiful piece of chain, silver plated, sterling silver, whatever, and you could have an instant gratification, gorgeous handmade gift. But it's up to you to decide like what route you want to take. You're still going to get the same look. It's still going to be gorgeous. But I just want you to know that when it comes to shopping for the individual pieces, we have all budgets included. So I'm going to give you kind of an overview of some of the items, some of the chain choices that we have available. And then we'll put together a necklace. Look at this. Using some of the bigger versions of these crystals. There's even a smaller version if you need to go a little bit lower on your price point, but nobody can deny that that is some gorgeous sparkle right there. So whatever the size, whatever the plating or the material, we've got you covered. Okay, so let's take a look at some chain, shall we? Want to? Let's do it. So one of my favorite chain options on the website is one of these mixed containers. I love these. So this is a silver and gold duo chain jewelry kit. Now this one's really cool because this has a little bit of everything in it. It's not just the chain. There's also the jump rings and the clasps to go with it as well. Plus the little container is super cutie. Like that's really cute. It would make a nice gift for sure. You could just lay this part down and wrap it if you wanted to, but I'm going to slide this out and show you. It's a handy little container, which is really nice because once you use up everything that's in here, you can throw in some of your other items if you want to. Sorry about the glare there. Apologize. Move my lamp a little bit. But you're going to open this one up and you're going to see, look at what we've got here. So we have different kinds of chain here. Now these are all plated. This is not sterling silver, but the options are so nice. It doesn't even matter, right? I love this textured oval chain. So you're getting some of the textured oval chain here in a nice large link in both the silver and the gold. So either or you can mix your metals. I'm all about mixing my metals, right? Like that's just kind of my thing. So you could mix them together if you wanted to, or you could do strictly gold pieces or strictly silver colored pieces. Totally up to you. So that one is really cool. And then there's this one. The links on this one are a little bit smaller than the oval one that we just showed you. This one, they're also ovals, but they're not textured. So they're just plain, both in the silver and in the gold. Really beautiful. And you get a lot of this to work with. I mean, it's not a ton because there's so many different choices, but there's enough of this to make a necklace with. There is enough of this to make 2 bracelets with. If you mix them all together, you could get tons of length out of it. So it's really nice to kind of familiarize yourself with the different styles of chain and kind of figure out the size that you like for your projects. What do you gravitate towards the most? You know, what kinds of links, what kinds of metal colors. And then it also, as I mentioned, has some of the findings here for you. So there are some jump rings in both the silver and the gold, and the lobster clasps in both the silver and gold too. So this is a really nice little buy. It's a good one. If you've got a maker or the beginnings of a maker in your life, this might be a good little gift for them for sure. And if you just don't know what kind of chain you want to use, like I said, it's a good way to kind of familiarize with yourself with some of the different styles. This is a style that I like to use personally for extension chain. And there's a ton of it here. So if I were to use this just for little snippets, you know, an inch here, 2 inches there to make a little extension chain for a piece of jewelry, that's a ton of chain for that purpose alone. So love these, love these. Really nice little selection of both silver and gold colors to use. Love that. All right, I'm gonna show you some more. Okay, show you some more options. Our project today is not gonna take very long. So I feel like we've got some time we can spend on some of this and chat a little bit. So the chain that I used in the project that we're going to do today is this one right here. So if you're interested, this is the one that we've got. This is, and it is a silver plated chain. So this is not sterling silver, but I got to tell you, it's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. And you buy this by the foot. So get enough, make sure that you, when you add it to your cart, if you need more than 1 foot, you're going to need to increase your quantity on that one, and it is by the foot. So this one is an 8x7 millimeter 15 gauge cable chain, and I really, really, really like it. First of all, it is a nice substantial chain. It doesn't feel cheap or junky, but it's really easy to work with because the links on this are not closed. So you can take they're not soldered. You can take your pliers to open up the links if you need to, and it is just a really nice weight. It's not super, super heavy, so it's not going to weigh you down, but it also doesn't just feel like, you know, super cheap aluminum or anything. It's a really nice chain. So this is the one that I'm using in today's project. It makes a great chain base for charm bracelets, charm necklaces, very similar to what we're doing today, and other kinds of projects where you need to hang things from the links, because you don't have to struggle. Those are nice large links to use. So I really, really like this one. This is probably one of my favorites on artbeads.com. And again, I'm just showing you a little bit of this today. There are so many other chains to choose from, but the point that I wanted to make was that you have options, and you can do sterling silver, you can do plated, you can do gold filled. It is really up to you. Here is another really nice choice. Now this one is also silver plated. So this one is a 7.5 by 5.5 millimeter silver plated brass chain. This one is a cable chain like the previous one, but this one has some texture to it. So you can see on this one, every other link has that really nice twist to it. I think that's really cool. So if you like to get a little extra flash from your chain, picking a chain that's got some texture is definitely going to give that to you. And again, nice large links, so you're not going to have any trouble adding charms and things, and they're not soldered links, so you can open those up and close those back using your pliers, which is nice, because not all chain is like that, right? Some chains are soldered and you have to cut those with some cutters, and they don't work like jump rings do, but this one does. It's a really nice one. And again, by the foot. All right, show you some other options here. Now, if you like more of like the nickel type look, or what's another good way to describe this? It's just kind of matte. So this one is an antique silver plated 8x7 millimeter, another cable chain, but this is just a different color. So this one is a little bit more muted, a little bit more subdued. This one has that kind of nickel finish to it, which is really nice. So this one's not like your typical bright silver color. This one is a little bit more subdued. As I've said, you can use this. This would look really cool with like mixed with antique brass, or you could mix this in with some really cool steampunk elements. I really am always drawn to matte finish, whether it is on beads or on metals. I really, really like it. I think it's an interesting look, and it works really well with your like your stainless steel colored findings. you know, the ones that are, they're not that bright silver, they're more of kind of an antique silver look. So you could mix this with other metals and you're going to get some really cool looks out of it. Really like that one. All right. A couple of different oval choices here. Now this is also silver plated. The next one I'm going to show you though is sterling silver. So this one is a 12 by 9 millimeter silver plated oval chain. This again is by the foot. This one's just a larger link. This one looks really nice with nothing on it. If you're one of those people like me who just loves chain, I love chain. All chain, doesn't matter if it's flat, doesn't matter if it's chunky, tiny, microscopic, or big, huge, like Flava Flav chain. I love all chain. And this is a beautiful one that you can wear alone with nothing on it. Or maybe you make a really long chain piece and hang one single large pendant from it and layer that with other pieces of jewelry. This is also a really nice one to hang things from. The difference with this one and some of the others is that the links are, not that I've shown you one that's like that. I realize now I'm going to have to, I wonder if I've got something. The links on this one are exactly the same size. And I know that was true with the previous cable chains that I showed you, but the bigger the piece gets, the more awkward that can be if you're going to hang things from it. So, and that's just because the link is large. So the link that's going to be facing away from you where you just see the side of it, it does take up, right? Almost like dime sized amount of space. So if you're going to use this one to hang things from, just kind of take that into consideration, because when this is laying up against you, it's not going to lay flat. It's going to kind of fold over. It's not going to do like some of the other chains do. So the larger the link, you kind of have to take that into consideration when you are putting things on it or deciding how it is that you're going to use it. But that doesn't make it any less beautiful. That's why I say this would be a really good one to use just all by itself. Maybe hang one big something from it. Do the links on this one open up? That is a good question. So, yes, they do. They do. So this one, oh, maybe not. Maybe they do not. It looks like they were soldered. So you may have to snip this one, but I don't think it would take very much. Let's snip it and find out. You want to? We can do that. So when you're snipping a chain like this that's been soldered together, your best option is to snip it right where it's been soldered. And you can see that snips pretty easily, actually. So if you needed to open that up with your pliers, which I do have some pliers here. My desk is a disaster. Don't judge. You can only hear it. You can't see it, but trust me, so you can see. So when you snip it, and then you can just put it right back, and you're not gonna, it's not like I took a big hunk out of it. But now if you snip it open somewhere other than where it is soldered, you might notice it a little bit more. So I definitely recommend trying to cut it in the same place. But yeah. Michelle says, same, so many projects around. I know, I have a big desk, but you would never know it because it is completely covered in things. All right, now going up on the price a little bit here, and I didn't include a ton of sterling silver chain in the show, just this one. And that's because it does have a tendency to get a little expensive. It can be a little pricey. But when you are making projects for people, depending on how much you like that person, that's not fair. I shouldn't say that. Just depending on what your preference is, maybe you want to use actual sterling silver, and this is an actual sterling silver option. There are others on the website. This one is sterling silver flat oval link chain by the foot. I don't have the measurement on the links for this one, but it is a beautiful chain. But listen, if you're doing a side-by-side comparison of the two, I mean, you might be able to tell, but they're pretty similar. They're pretty darn similar. I'm just saying. So, you know, whatever your budget is, we've got you covered is what I'm getting at. And this one, again, is another with the really large links, would look beautiful all on its own. If you've got somebody in your life that just likes plain chain and you want to give them a gift, but you want to give it to them handmade, grab this, grab two sterling silver jump rings and a sterling silver clasp and call it a day. And they're going to love it. They're going to love it because it's handmade, but you know good and well that it's sterling silver. So depending on what your budget is, we've got an option for you. I may not have it in the show, but I guarantee you spend a little bit of time looking around the website, you're going to find exactly what it is that you're looking for, whether it is silver plated or sterling silver, whether it is a jump ring, whether it is a pendant, or anything in between. We even have sterling silver head pins and eye pins if you want to use sterling silver for those, or you can use plated. So I just want you to keep all that in mind, because sometimes we get in this zone that like, yeah, I'm going to make this really affordable, super affordable handmade gift. And before you know it, you've used 2 feet of sterling silver chain, a ton of sterling silver findings, and then a handful of prestige crystals. And you've made a piece of jewelry that would rival anything that you could buy at a jeweler's. You know what I'm saying? So you got to kind of take all of those little price points into perspective and keep all that in mind. Keep a little list if you're trying to stay within your budget. Handmade can get out of control real fast, but we can support you if you want to get out of control. All right, last but not least, I did include a gold option. I don't have a lot of gold options in my own stash here, but I do have this one, and I think it is quite pretty. I like it because it is a bit different. So this one is a 6mm gold plated brass cable chain. And again, just like with the silvers, you buy it by the foot. This one's really pretty, has really interesting look to it. I think this would be a really nice one just to make a bracelet out of. And you could use the open links on it to add your, you know, any kind of dangle that you wanted to, charms or whatever, but I just think it's a cool looking chain. And I love that in between are these little, I don't even know what you would call these. They're just little decorative links in between there. They're really cool. They just add a little bit of something different to it. And the gold color of this one is really, really nice. Like it stands up nice next to some of my real gold jewelry. So you can see it looks very similar to real gold. Really pretty. So any price point, any metal color, I think we've got something for everybody on ourbeads.com. And you could pick any one of these chains to recreate today's project. Now, speaking of recreating today's project, you can do the same thing with the crystals. So I have shown you the crystal size that I used in the bracelets. This is sort of a medium-sized crystal, and you purchase each one of these individually, right? I think these are the 11.5mm size. You can even get these smaller. We have a lot of different price options for the sizes. So if you wanted to go smaller and maybe a smaller chain, that's obviously going to save your budget a little bit, right? Or if you wanted to go big, you can definitely go big. So this is the bracelet with the silver plated chain. Let's put together some of the necklace you want to. I don't know if we'll get through all of it, but we're going to start working on this one. Easy peasy instant gratification jewelry. Now remember, I'm using a ton of crystals. You could always just pick one. Just put one in the center of a beautiful piece of chain, or pick 2 or 3, you know? You don't have to go out of control like I do. So what I'm doing here is I'm taking my chain and I'm finding the middle link. And for me, the very best way to do that is to take my ends together and see what link drops. And the link that drops is this one right here. So we're going to call that the center. That's going to be where I put my first crystal, and then I'm going to build outwards from there. And for me, I'm going to use, let's see, what did I decide was in the middle? This one right here. Now, please forgive my fingerprints on all of these because they don't sparkle nearly as nice until you polish them up a little bit. I'm going to use this one right here in the center, and you can see it's got a nice large hole on it. All I'm going to do, guys, is just add a jump ring to it. I'm going to add a jump ring, and then I'm going to add it to my chain. So I'm going to take, and the jump rings, you can do sterling silver, you can do silver plated, whatever you need. Take my jump ring, twist open nice and wide so I can thread my pendant on, and then I'm just going to hook that to that single link that I pulled out, right? And then I'm going to spread this chain out So now I can work from the center outwards. Now that's just the way that I do it. However you want to do it is up to you. But I do find that that makes it much easier than counting in a bunch of links and that whole thing. So for each one of these, I'm just adding a jump ring and quite literally just opening the jump rings and attaching them to the chain. And we're just going to add a clasp to the end of this. So not super, super hard here at all. These already have the jump rings. Now I do need to kind of figure out my spacing here. So I don't want them to be right next to each other. So there's the link that's facing towards me with the crystal. There's a link facing away from me. There's a front facing link. That would be a good one to attach to, but it's a little too close to this one. So we're going to skip. So I'm going to skip over this one, skip over the one that's facing away from me, and I'm going to go to the next one that is facing towards me. So when you look at that, after I get that connected here, if you want to count, that's 1, 2, 3, 4 links over from the first crystal. All right. So I'm going to do this on the other side, just kind of moving outwards. It just makes more sense to me to go one on their left and one on the right. So skipping over the first front facing one and going to the next. And then I'm just going to close that back. I mean, it's easy, but it's going to be stunning. It's going to be absolutely stunning. Gina says, does it crystal really sparkle when no one else is around? Gosh, I hope so. I really hope so. I would be sad if they didn't, but I mean, who knows? That is a good question. Who knows? No one knows. All right, we're going to add this. Look at that citrusy green. Oh my gosh. And guys, listen, I picked out some of my favorite colors for these beautiful crystals, but there are so many more that are available. There are different colors. There are different shapes. Just because these are the ones that I picked out doesn't mean these are the only ones that are on the website. You can get crazy with the crystals very, very easily. Trust me. I love sparkle, so I want it all. But I do understand that taking this size crystal and putting it on sterling silver chain, wow, now that's going to be an expensive piece of jewelry. And if that's what you're going for, and those are the kinds of price points you're looking for the jewelry that you're going to be selling in your craft booth or your website, then go for it, because we have it available for you. But now if you're looking to kind of keep an eye on your budget, silver plated, maybe a smaller crystal, totally up to you. Maybe just one, or maybe just 3 right in the front, or 1 large one and 2 small ones for earrings to match, and you've made a whole set. Like, the possibilities are endless. Sterling silver, gold filled, gold plated, silver plated, antique brass, anything you can think of. All right, on to this one. Now don't forget, guys, we are going to be doing a giveaway here very, very soon, because this piece of jewelry is not going to take us very long to make. And I'm glad about it, because I'm immediately going to put this on. I am wearing this to the grocery store tonight. You can bet. It's Friday. I got to wear this to the grocery store. I mean, there's like a rule. You must wear all of your sparkle to the produce section of the grocery store on a Friday night, especially if that's like the most exciting thing you've got going on this weekend. And that is definitely the most exciting thing going on in my house. So I shall wear all the sparkle for that. A hard time getting this one's jump ring open. There we go. Right? It is. It's super cute. And I like that I use the big one as the one to show you how, but there are so many different size options, and it's going to work exactly the same regardless of the size or the shape of the crystal or the kind of chain that you're going to use. Like, it doesn't matter. You're still going to get a gorgeous piece of jewelry. So we've got 4 more crystals left here. I've got like a dark scarlet. Look how pretty that one is. The facets on these are just stunning. There's a beautiful sapphire blue, which is one of my favorites. A gorgeous emerald green. This one would be really nice for the holidays, especially mixed with that scarlet red. And then this like dark rose pink color. And for these, just in case you're curious, they're flat on one side and they come to a point on the back. So there's a clear front and a back on these, which is really helpful for the ones that kind of have the foil backing on them. So like this one, the vitriol, you can see the flat part. This is clearly the front, right? It has all that gorgeous rainbow color. The back comes to a point. That's where the foil backing is. That really kind of helps this crystal have all that gorgeous color. So you just makes it a little easier so that you know which direction to put forward. This one is also like that. It has the foil backing on it. Really pretty. My favorite out of all of these is the Bermuda blue. It will forever be my very favorite prestige color ever. I have so much prestige jewelry in Bermuda blue. I adore it. Oh, so pretty. I would like a whole necklace just with the blue. This one right here. All right, let's go. We've got about 4 more of these to put on. And then we're just going to put the hardware on the back. And also a great opportunity here to remind you that checkmates and daggers are 35% off right now on the website. And there are new colors. I showed you a sampling of some of those new colors. And anybody who makes a purchase of the checkmate daggers is going to get a free pattern that you can download to help you with a little inspiration on what to do with your daggers. Keep it. You can give it away. You could gift it. You could print it out and stick it in a stocking if you wanted to. All right, 2 more. 1 on each side. Use this soft pink. Sometimes when I put something like this together, I'll look at it and I'll look at it for a little while, and then I'll want to change the order of the colors. Right now, I'm trying not to be that OCD about it. I'm just trying to get these all on here, but I'll probably come back to this later and rearrange the colors a little bit, because I'm kind of picky, but alrighty, let's see here. Right there on that one. Yes, and Michelle reminds us all that if you spend $75 or more, you will also get 50% off that Toho G1 thread assortment. So if you need some thread to help put your daggers together. Now, could you imagine for just a second, I'm trying to get this all in the frame here, and it's a big necklace. Imagine taking some of these gorgeous daggers and maybe popping a dagger in between there, or forget the chain, right? You get some of the 1G thread, grab you some daggers, create a beautiful dagger necklace, and then weave in one of the crystals, maybe not that big, maybe a smaller crystal, maybe the size that are in the bracelet. Oh my goodness, look at that. Those are made to go together. So pretty. I think that you could come up with some really cool combinations. Very, very pretty. All right, so the only thing left to do here is to put our hardware on the back. So I quite literally am just going to do 2 jump rings and a lobster clasp. Now you can get crazy and creative and pick out a beautiful decorative clasp off of the website if you want to. There are so many to choose from. If you really, really love the person and you're doing sterling silver, pick out a gorgeous sterling silver clasp. I'm just kidding, you guys. I should really stop saying that. I love everybody, and if I could afford to give you all sterling silver, I would. Right? Right. Unless I'm mad at you. And then you're getting aluminum. No, I'm just kidding. But you definitely could put some beautiful decorative clasps on your pieces too if you wanted to go the next level on all of these. I think that would probably be better for the bracelet just because you would see it. On the necklace, I'm not so sure that you would see a decorative clasp as much unless you had your hair up. But with the bracelet, a beautiful, you know, maybe something with some crystals in it, or just a really pretty box clasp of some variety. We've got so many beautiful toggle clasps and other things to choose from. Like you could get, okay, wowza, right? Princess jewelry alert right there. I would not even begin to know how much it costs to put all of this together. I don't really care, because it's already ready for you. You can figure out the math there if you want to recreate this. But what I want you to think about is that you don't have to do this much. You could pick out your favorite color. I wanted to show you a nice selection of the colors here, right? You can pick out the color, you can pick out the size that you want, pick out the chain that you want, and put together an instant gratification piece of jewelry that, whether it is sterling silver, whether it is silver plated, or anything in between, is going to be a gorgeous handmade piece of jewelry. It doesn't take a whole lot of time, right? You're just literally opening and closing some jump rings and adding your favorite crystals, your favorite cut glass beads, maybe a charm that is a metal charm, something like that. Handmade jewelry doesn't always have to be like this super intensive, technique heavy, right? We can just put together things that people love and do one or two of something sparkly, or do them all. It's totally up to you. And we have all of your bases covered on artbeats.com. So that's my message of the day, if you will. Thanks for sticking around for it. Let's do a giveaway. You want to? You want to? Kat says no purple. You don't have to do purple. I didn't pick any purple out because this one's got a little purple in it, right? A little purple. It's got that kind of purpley blue. But yeah, I didn't pick out like just a plain purple. Probably should have. There's actually a couple of colors I love. There's not any orange either, but I mean, you know, I picked out some pretty ones, so. Right, Wanda, I love it. Wanda says, and remember, it's only gaudy on someone else. You look faboo. Listen, I'm going to look faboo. I'm about to put this one on right now. See, and Eric says he's going to wear this one to the produce aisle. I'm telling you. If anybody out there sees Eric in the produce aisle with this necklace on, please take a picture because I'm going to need proof that that actually happened. That's funny. Happy birthday, Denissa. Happy birthday. And he says, love purple, any combination, any variety. I love that too. Yup. See? Wanda says, Eric will look faboo next to the honeydews. That's too funny. Oh my gosh. All right. So here's what we're going to do. Okay. This is what we're going to do. We're going to do a giveaway. And I am going to use that opportunity because I will be pausing the show here for a moment in just a second. I'll use that as an opportunity to flip the camera around and get you guys facing around so I can put this necklace on and you can see what it looks like on. I don't even know what it looks like on. Let's hope it looks good. It could be totally gaudy, like Wanda said. Just don't tell me if it is. But here's what we're going to do. So if you have never done this kind of giveaway with us before, let me explain the rules to you. So we are going to pause the screen here in just a second. And while the screen is paused, you are going to see in front of you an image of a piece of jewelry that was made by one of our community members. Now, that is not one of our design team members. So it's not me, it's not Deb, it's not Julie, it's not Becky. It's one of our community members, which means it's one of you guys. This was a piece of jewelry that was created by one of them, and then they posted the picture in our Facebook group, Serious Art Beaters, over on Facebook. If you're not part of the Facebook group, I highly recommend going over there and joining the Facebook group because that's where you're going to find the answer to this question. When I bring the show back to life, the first person in the comment section to tell me the name of the creator of the piece of jewelry will win. not only will that person win, but the creator of the piece of jewelry will win as well. And listen, they don't even, all they had to do was just post their picture. They didn't even know. So they don't even have to guess. Now, if it's you, obviously don't chime in and say, oh, it's me, it's me, it's me, because we want to give an opportunity to somebody else to win because you're already going to win. So we'll have 2 winners. And guys, use this, as I said, as an opportunity to join our Facebook group if you've not done that. And to please, guys, post your pictures of all of the art bead goods that you are creating with all of your beady goodness over on our Facebook group, because you never know when your image will be selected and you might win. So that's the rules of the game. Now, you have to be joining us from artbeads.com in order to enter in the comment section the name of the winner, okay? So get ready, because I'm going to push pause and that image is going to come up. And then when I come back, the first person to tell me who it was is going to win. All right. Are you ready? Here we go. Not only will that person win, but the creator of that piece will win as well. First answer, let's go. Creator of that piece will win as well. First answer, let's go. Go. I am, as you guys are doing that, getting this necklace ready to put on. I want to hang it. I want it to all hang the correct direction. I'm really picky. I probably should just put this on the bust and not put this on me. Wow, y'all are fast. I expected there to be a little bit more time there between you guys grabbing that answer, but that was quick. I already see the correct answer, but I'm going to wait on our team here. Yes, congratulations to Sandra. The creator of that beautiful piece was, oh gosh, Miss Ruth Cooper. All right, guys, hold on. Congratulations to both of you. Oh my, what do we think? They are evenly spaced. I don't know why that one's sticking to my skin a little bit, but so what do we think? Is it over the top and absolutely insane? It might be, and I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. Going to the produce section. Here I come, Friday night. I mean, obviously I like big, crazy, definite produce section at the grocery store, says Sarah. Agreed. Agreed. I'm on my way. I don't know. To me, it just looks like princess jewelry, and the inner princess in me, when I was a kid, people were like, what do you want to be when you grow up? My answer was a paleontologist or a princess. Those are 2 completely different things. Like, what? I want to be in the dirt and dig up dinosaur bones, or I want to rule a country and wear gems and jewels. What? I'm neither one of those things, obviously, but I can pretend to at least be one of them by wearing some crazy sparkly goodness. So, all right, you guys, congratulations to our winners. I love doing that. So if you're not part of our Facebook group, please go join our Facebook group, because it is a wonderful place to continue the conversation here. After the live is over, you can go and continue to chat with each other over on the Facebook group. It is also a great place to ask questions. If you have questions about jewelry making, or if you have questions about a design, or you just need a little inspiration, it's a great place to take a look at what our community members are coming up with, what they're doing with all of the fabu beads that they get from artbeads.com. So definitely want to encourage you to be a part of our Facebook group, and also sign up for our newsletter and our text messaging. The text messaging is a great way to stay on top of the lives so that you don't have to set your own reminders. You'll get a reminder sent to you to let you know what the deals are that are going on, as well as when the lives are coming up. So it's lots of ways to stay in the know of all things art beads. So definitely want you guys to take advantage of all of those things. All right, I'm going to be headed out here in just a second, but I do want to give you guys a little more opportunity here. If you've got any questions, now is a great opportunity to ask those, or you can go ahead and finish checking out, because a lot of times, as we know, if you put items in your cart and you walk away from that cart and you come back 2 days later, there's no guarantee that those items are still going to be there. A lot of the time, when we have sales and specials going on, those items will sell right out from your cart. So you want to finish your checkout process while you've got it full of all of your goodies. Guys, checkmates and checkmate dagger beads are 35% off right now. There are new colors. I showed you some. There are even more on the website. And when you buy any Checkmate dagger, you are going to get a free downloadable pattern project that you can use with those beads however you want, right? Any of the colors that you picked out, you can use them that way. Also, guys, you're going to save 50% off of our 1G assortment when you spend $75 or more. So lots of ways to save your money, pinch your pennies, and keep an eye on your beadie budget as we are looking at the holidays right around the corner. Like, I can't believe it's already September. It blows my mind. So I know that Christmas is going to be here. The holidays are going to be here before you know it. And those of you who are creating jewelry pieces for, you know, gifts, or if you are getting ready for some holiday craft fairs coming up, now is the chance to get started. And you definitely want to get started by using a deal, right? 35% off. You're definitely going to use that. That's going to go a long way towards getting you some materials for all of those fantastic designs. So again, congratulations to Ruth Cooper and to our winner as well. What is this? I look fabu. Do I look fabu, or do I look gaudy? Don't tell me. Don't tell me. I think it's fabu, right? I feel like I need more. The bracelet will just send it like right over the top. Maybe some earrings. If the crystals came in bigger. I'm just kidding. I love it. I love it. And maybe this might be a little over the top for you, but at least you've gotten a good look at the different colors that we have available. So, did I see your question, Miss Lisa? I did not. Let me scroll back. What did I miss? What did I miss? Lisa says, do you use stainless steel chain, or is silver plated better? So it really is just kind of personal preference. The stainless steel, of course, will not tarnish at all, but it has a tendency to not match all other metals. Not all stainless steel color is created equally, but that is also true for gold plated and gold colored metals as well. Sometimes it can be a little hard to match with like your jump rings and your clasps and things like that. Silver plated and sterling silver are usually my go-to. I tend to lean more heavily on the silver plated just because of the price point on it when it comes to my handmade jewelry, unless I really, really like you. I keep saying that. At this point, you guys just believe me. Like, I'm such a jewelry snob. Not really. It depends. You know, if I'm making like an extra expensive piece of jewelry, I will use sterling silver, everything. But just because of my clientele, I tend to use the silver plated for things. It lasts a really long time. Like, silver plating has come a long way. It's not the same silver plating that it used to be, that would crack and chip, and you know, so silver plated things these days will last a really long time. So I do tend to go towards that, but it really, to me, is just kind of personal preference, because again, that color is what it's all about. I like the silver plated and the sterling silver because I like the bright silver, unless I'm using more of like a boho or maybe a like a steampunk kind of feel, where I like that the nickel plating or the stainless steel. So I don't know that one is necessarily better than the other. I think it really just kind of is project specific and what it is that you're going for. So Debbie said, hang one on your nose ring. That will get you noticed. You know, no. We could do a whole thing. We could make it a trend. All right, my friends. Yeah, that is a really good point. Thank you, Wanda. Don't use your flush cutters on your stainless steel metals of any kind. You do not want to do that, whether it is your super high-end fancy flush cutter or just your regular everyday flush cutter. Don't use it on stainless steel. Please don't. It will destroy the blades. So you want to be sure that you've got a cutter tool that is specifically designed to cut stainless steel, because that stuff will chew through your blades for sure. All right, friends. So I guess I'm out of here. Thanks for hanging with me and letting me be a part of your beauty journey this Friday afternoon. I appreciate it as always. It is always a pleasure, always a lot of fun. I will be back with you guys next week, same time, same place. Next week, I am putting together a necklace, and I am using some cushion rounds and some top drilled check glass druck beads, I believe. I think that's what I've got on the calendar. I've been looking forward to it for a while. So if you're looking forward to another fun project, I've got you covered. Next Friday, we're going to make another necklace. Lots of beady goodness and lots of color. And don't forget to check out all of the other amazing designers here on artbeads.com, all of their lives throughout the week. And be sure you're checking the website often to find out what the deal is that's going on, because they're always changing. All right, my friends, I love you guys so, so much. Have a wonderful rest of your afternoon. Enjoy your sparkle in the produce section. Have a wonderful weekend, and I'll see you again soon.